A very warm welcome to all of you to this highly anticipated debate on the topic of the Uniform Civil Code. Today we have gathered here to engage in a thoughtful discussion on an issue that holds great significance in shaping the fabric of our society. The Uniform Civil Code, with its implication on personal laws, has been a subject of intense debate and deliberation for decades. Before we delve into the arguments and counter-arguments surrounding this topic, let us first understand the essence of Uniform Civil Code. The concept of Uniform Civil Code proposes a unified set of laws governing personal matters such as marriage, divorce, inheritance, and adoption of all citizens, regardless of their religious and cultural background. It seeks to ensure equality, justice, and uniformity in personal laws, transcending the boundaries of religion and belief systems. Now, the Uniform Civil Code has its proponents who argue that it is a progressive step towards gender equality and national integration. They believe that a common set of laws will safeguard the rights of women and marginalized communities, guaranteeing them equal treatment under the law. They contend that personal laws rooted in religious or cultural traditions often perpetuate discrimination and inequality, and therefore a uniform code would rectify these disparities. On the other side of this debate, there are those who advocate for preserving personal laws based on religious and cultural diversity. They argue that right to practice one's faith and follow cultural tradition is a fundamental aspect of individual liberty. They express concerns that a uniform civil code might homogenize the society, undermine cultural identities, and erode the pluralistic fabric of our nation. They emphasize the need to respect and protect the autonomy of various communities. Now, I urge the participants to present their arguments with clarity, backed by logical reasoning and evidence. Let us engage in constructive and informative discourse that leaves us all with a deeper understanding of the Uniform Civil Code and its implications. Remember, the purpose of this debate is not just to win, but also to learn, to broaden our horizons, and to foster mutual respect. Let us embrace this opportunity to engage in a spirited decision, showcasing our intellect, empathy, and commitment to a just and inclusive society. Without further ado, I invite the participants to present their viewpoints on the Uniform Civil Code. May this debate be an enlightening experience for all of us, and may we collectively contribute to the pursuit of a harmonious and equitable society.
Okay, you want to say something? You can start.
Yes, good evening, everyone. So first, I'll start with what is UCC. So as you everyone know, UCC is Uniform Civil Code, and that is the proposal actually given by the central government, and the law commission is also set for this, and the commission is a started report for this, and UCC is one law for entire country to all religions, communities, and their personal matters. Actually, UCC deals with the one law for the entire country, and basically it is aimed at personal laws, because as we know, IPC is across the country, same laws across the countries, but there are some laws, just personal laws, that are not same in all across the country. So I am in favor of UCC, that I think there should be equal laws across the country, because in some states, women like Muslim women, uh, they uh, they are supposed to like triple talaq, as you everyone know, but there should be proper legal divorce, I think. And the famous case is there, Like, let me see exactly what's it is the name. Um, Shah Bano
Shaira Bano.
case. Yeah, Shah Bano case. So in that case, like it was triple talaq, and she divorced from her husband, and there was not proper enforcement of the laws due to the religious customs in the Muslim religion. So it was the case, and at last the judgment given by the Supreme Court that uh, there should be UCC, like but still UCC is not enforced in India. So that's it.
Uh, Against the motion?
Well, what was your name? Priya. What Priya said
Yes.
was like, like one law cannot be formed on the basis of a particular case, and which you mentioned is only like which you mentioned is based on divorce only. Uh, Coming to the point, that UCC is not only about divorce or marriage. It is about several other personal laws, such as mm, such as inheritance of properties, like adoptions, and marriage and divorce is also there, obviously. So this one case doesn't signify, to form one a uniform code or uniform law for everyone. And coming to the second point, you said that Supreme Court didn't say that it like civil code should uniform civil code should come in place. But I think there was certain, like, the statement itself was it meant in a different way. I don't exactly remember what it was, but it was not like that. Supreme Court suggested to have one. Baki people can continue with the argument. I would like to counter argue.
But Supreme Court did suggest an UCC in that case. I'm sorry. He did state that there should be a
Yes, but
UCC.
there were certain restrictions as well. The Supreme Court probably
Yes, I agree, but you
it
said
didn't
you
live
didn't
on
think that
Lok Sabha.
Supreme Court didn't
It didn't.
state, but the Supreme Court did state that there should be an UCC for personal law
Yes, but
regarding.
yes, there were
And what
certain
is the
restrictions.
judgment name where the Supreme Court had told? Can you name the judgment?
It's Shah
Shah
Bano.
Bano case.
Shah Bano case.
Yeah, Mohammad Ahmad Khan versus Shah Bano Begum.
Anyway, let's not discuss. Okay, let's not debate on that part, because okay, Supreme Court had said, but there were certain restrictions also there, and that's not like that's not a I think main track of our debate. So we can debate on the mainstream, so that we can
It is
continue.
related to main debate only, actually.
Yes, but we don't have to debate on the on a particular
So,
judgment. We have to
Yeah.
debate on
It
the
is
topic. So it's
it is
okay.
one of the topic like divorce, inheritance, and adoption. It is related to personal laws. That's why I mentioned it.
Okay, Priya, tell me one thing that what is the scope of this UCC? Like, what are the parameters UCC is going to work on? Because I don't think it is much of a discussion without knowing the parameters of the Uniform Civil Code, like what all we have to sacrifice and what we are going to get. It has never been uh, discussed anywhere by the government.
Yeah, for that only the government has given 1 month for the public and the author commissions to discuss on this matter, because and the parameters will be set by the constitution, that there is a provision in the constitution, the directive principles of our constitution. So there is a scope, actually. We can do many much more things in this uniform civil code and
One
Indian
point I
system.
want to tell. Wait, sorry to interrupt. But the same law commission of in 2018, which was headed by the Chief Justice, I forgot the name. He like they mentioned that the UTC is not neither needed nor desirable at the time of moment. The Supreme Court has yeah, I agree that in Shabana case it might have told that there's a need for UTC, But the same law, but the law commission in 2018 mentioned that there should no need of bringing the UCC now. What to tell on this? Because law commission is headed by ex chief justice. It's not by anyone else. So what to tell on this point?
Well, do you mean that, in the sense they said that the present India is not ready for UCC? Like we should comment on that topic.
Yes. Like, what your take on this? Because Shahbanu case, I don't remember the exact year,
Well,
but
yes, I understand. See, before every reform, some sections of media, censor experts, or after advent of digital media, everybody asking the question like, is India ready? Like every time, whenever UCC this topic comes forward, everyone has a view that like, is India ready? Like it is because of very unfounded doubt of India that has been labeled like India has been labeled like lagged democracy, and like by China, Japan, and Korea. Uh, and like I think that India is resolved to move forward and it should try and catch up to the world. And is India ready? It's not the question that the present generation, which is like heading towards progression and development, should think about. Like this is my
in
take
that
on
case,
India
I
ready.
understood your point. So in that case, there should be not complete UCC. There should be an optional UCC. Like who are
Yes, yes,
interested in the
I
UCC, they
understand.
can vote for that. Yeah.
But until and unless we don't like put a strict rule on everyone, I don't think India will be ever ready. Like everyone will have their own opinion and politics. Like everyone will try like meddle in this topic, but until and unless there is strict rule that everyone should follow like one law, one country, then
Yeah,
it is
then
Then
not
we
let
would
me,
see
possible.
if,
the
yeah,
uniform.
I got your point. If everyone should follow one law and one thing separately, like only unique law, then it may lead to law and order issue. Because let's say you have some different personal laws related to marriage, and the center brought some other law related to the marriage. Then you people like I mean, I'm not discriminating any community, like a community of that group whose laws are violated, they will form a group and they will again make a riot, and it becomes a law and order issue.
Vamshi, can you repeat your last point, please?
See, what I'm telling is, for example, let's say the government has bought the Uniform Civil Code. You know, in India, 75% of population are Hindus. Let's say by chance some rule or some some rule or some point is against the other communities. Let's say against the Christians or against the Muslims. As 70% of population in India is only Hindus. Some point is against the Muslims or Christians. It's against their laws, their personal laws. Then what will happen at the end of the day? Like they will lose democratic trust of the government, and it will become a law and order issue, because they will again form a group, they will do riots and everything, like the protest and everything. Because what I'm
I think
telling
there
is,
is
it's very complex to frame the UCC, because they have to consolidate all the laws of all the religions, even the tribal groups, everything on, and also on different matters, not only marriage. As Pushpita told, there are topics like marriage, divorce, property, inheritance, and many more things.
But like my take is that there is always one law that is not going to satisfy one tribe or one community. You understand? There is going to be always that law. There's not like एक law जो सबके लिए होगा. Like everyone is not going to be convinced with the law. Like you understand? There has to be like some opposition. There will be opposition, but this is for the public good. If you want to develop, we have to take up UCC. If you are going to like see after the independence, after the Constitutional Commission, they even thought that UCC will be for betterment of India. After 70 years of our independence, are we still going to think about wellness of what tribes are going to think or what our community is going to think? Like we have to put public wellness for the welfare, public welfare, what directive principles stand for, right?
Yeah. Am I audible now?
Yes, Prabha. Just 1 second, please. Raj Lakshmi, as you said, it's not what they are going to think, but it's about they'll lose their yes, the Article 29 gives the right to preserve their own culture. They are going to lose it. And plus, we have this Article 25 mentioned in the Constitution to manage our own religious affairs. So I don't think that we should compromise anywhere with that.
I would just like to add
First,
some
I
points
India,
over here.
India in itself
Like,
is a diverse country, and that is the uniqueness India has. So why,
Right,
like,
right, exactly.
how can you say that we don't have to bother about what community thinks, what tribes thinks?
I'm not saying that we
Yeah,
should
No,
not
right.
that's
bother
what
about
makes
what
India
community thinks.
special. You cannot.
People go ahead.
thank you. As like one of you guys suggested that the directive principle is stating that we should implement uniform civil code, right? So I would just like to add it over here. Directive principle also suggests that we should ban alcohol, but still it is prevalent in many of the states, right? We have like almost 90% of India has alcohol consumption over there. So directive principles were created at the mindset before like 75 years plus. Right, it's have been like many things have changed and everything. And other than that, some more common like arguments against the system would be that there are some like the religious freedom that people have would be overall expelled, and I think everybody is going to agree on that. It's not what if let's suppose like Vamshi suggested that we have 80% of the population is Hindu. What if the UCC implements that all the religious and every law regarding it in UCC would be of some other community, let's say Muslim community? Would all the people be as much apprehensive and welcoming for the UCC then? Like the people supporting it, I'm just asking a normal question. Would you guys be okay with it? Like if we say you have to be with it, the triple therapy is gonna come back, or all the other things related to it. I guess no, right? And then other than that, as we also said, there is going to be a threat to our cultural diversity. India from south, north, from east to west, we all are different people. All of us here represent some community or the other, right? For my community, for your community, or anybody else, everybody's cultural thing and the diversity which makes India is going to be gone once and for all. So I guess UCC was a thinking which was implementable when at the time of independence. The leader must have had an idea in the back of your mind that you're going to create a harmonious and uniform society over the years. But okay, I'm still not audible.
Audible. Not properly, but yes, we can understand your point.
Okay, I was trying to speak more loudly. And then, okay, let me do one thing. Yeah, hopefully I'll be audible now. I switched off my fan now. Yeah. So then one more point I'm going to add is there is lack of consensus. Like even if most of us are arguing.
Can you please repeat the previous one in a nutshell? Just
Okay,
brief
I'll
करके.
tell you. Yeah, brief. First point was that there is going to be a violation of religious freedom, which the Constitution guarantees, in brief. And the second point I suggested was that it is going to be a threat to our cultural diversity, like the diversity which makes India, as you suggested already. Just briefing on it. And then I guess there are many more points to add over here. Like for me, like, there is going to be complexity and practical challenges, such as what laws are we going to implement, which community is going to be preferred, which people are going to argue, and if being speaking from other people's religious point of view, there's going to be, hartal, and God forbids, maybe there could be internal conflict or internal war, as we all can say about it. And then one more point which I guess we were missing over here. If we implement simple and the same laws for everyone, there is gonna be patriarchal society over here because the laws which are protecting women for women, right? They are gonna be gone because as I read in the newspaper, it's gonna be the common laws for man and woman. So I'm not saying women are weak or so, but still we need to protect them at some certain levels. The reservation quota is gonna be gone. So I don't think we want that, right? So that's why I'm against this. If any point anyone would like to add.
See, like you mentioned that there are rules for equality of men and women. There are still fundamental rights, right? If they are being violated, they can go like to court and get their rights. It's not like equality is going to perish the rights of women.
But
And
then
like you
Rajlakshmi,
said,
fundamental rights also guarantees religious freedom. What about that? That is also gonna be gone.
like I understand, but I don't understand how the better like the rules for marriage, like divorce, alimony, adoption, succession, inheritance, like betterness about how is it going to affect the religious beliefs? I don't understand this. And if it's betterment, like you guys are saying that we have like diversity, uniqueness. Yes, I understand it. How betterment of marriage, divorce, adoption, succession, and fidelity, all these things is going to affect the diversity of India. It is going to be intact, but just a better version of this is going to come forward, right? This is my view on this thing.
I
Stay
agree
And
with
that's
it.
exactly.
To
the
your point,
betterment of,
coming to your
sorry,
point, Rajlakshmi, as you said, ki, how is this going to help? Or I would like to cite an example of a community
Yes,
which,
before you start, I'll say one thing. Like, let me add one thing. See, I understand there is going, like, it is going to hinder some of the religious beliefs also, I understand. But, like, there is always going to be pro and con for one thing. If pros are weighing more, we should, like, please think about that. That is my view.
I
no,
want
no,
to add one
I'm
thing
going
in
to tell you
Rajlakshmi.
how is this going to hamper a community. This community might be very very tiny in number, or it like its spread of the population can be very small, but there is a community in Himachal Pradesh and probably in Ladakh also, in some part of the northern India, who has the system of polyandry, and that's because of shortage of resources. So what do you think? If these people keep marrying, if one, like, I hope you know what polyandry means. Like one woman marries like more than one man. So and that's because the woman can have less children with several men. So and that's because of shortage of resources. So how do you justify that, community? Do you think that they should also have uniform civil code and get everyone has to marry one man, and then only the problem would solve, or something like that? What do you think?
also one more thing, you said that the pros are weighing much more than the cons. I don't think so. Because I have cited, like, as we all are, arguing against it. So I guess, as you're saying that
So how did
religious
you
and
count? How did you count that pros are more than cons? How did you
no,
count that?
Raj Lakshmi said I'm just counting her argument as well.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I confused.
No, it's okay. Yeah, as I was saying, just that you said the pros are weighing more than the cons. I don't think so because there's going to be much more controversial topics on this issue only, as you said, that the previous judgments and all, because the Shah Banu case you're talking about is like it's, I don't know, many decades old, and currently the committee that Vamshi told about it had a sitting in 2018, which was very recent, we can say. So that also said that we don't think that it is necessary nor it is required to implement UCC now. So I would just like to know that the pros you are saying is weighing more than the cons.
I agree to you.
Coming to
Hello,
yes, yes, yes.
I'm audible.
Please go.
Yes, you
go
are.
on.
I'm in favor of the UCC because I don't think that it has any wrong thing about it, because it stopped the gender discrimination. Because I think that the step toward gender equality is UCC. Because in personal law, there is discrimination against women, particularly in matters related to marriage, divorce, inheritance, and custody. If we implement the UCC, we can eliminate the discrimination and promote the gender equality. And if I will tell that about law, if we are focusing about law, then we have criminal law and civil law, right? In criminal law, it is same for all. Then why not in civil? We can implement UCC so that we cannot discriminate the other religion also.
Because
Point
criminal
has
laws are
already
not
been
based on
discussed.
emotional values.
No,
Criminal laws are
it is
not,
different, but
that doesn't depend on emotional values. And emotional or social or psychological,
okay. Let me
these
tell
values.
one thing, that if we will implement UCC, what is the benefit? You can think about once that what is the benefit of an woman? Because if we focus on marriage, in a Muslim they married in 15, and in Hindu they're following I think 18, or they're not following. I don't know properly. In some area they are not following it. But if we will make UCC, it will benefit for them, for most the women, because in it is provided protection to
Shri-
the vulnerable section also.
okay,
Well, with the
I would like to
implementation of
counter all of your arguments. Like
You
first you
tell.
said that the laws are not there and we are gonna implement it now. Right. We already have laws for the inheritance. Other than that, the Succession Act. Other than that, we also have like the Marriage Act and the Personal Laws Act.
But
But
marriage act
still,
is
they are
different.
not implemented in 90% of them. Let me
No,
complete
no,
my
no, no, no,
argument
no.
first.
Not talking about
No,
it.
no, no,
I
no. You
said
just said it.
different in other community. In Hindu it is
No, no,
different.
I'm not talking about only Hindu. Let me complete. That's what I said. Other than that, we also have the Muslim Personal Law Application Act, right? And then the Indian Succession Act, which applies for Christians, Parsis, and Jews. As for the Hindus Personal Act, it applies to the Hindu, Buddhist, Jains, and Sikh communities. And other for like for the Minority Acts, we also have like other issues relating to it, and we also have laws for the protection of minorities. But you said that if we are going to implement, what is the guarantee that if we have so many laws already existing for like the equality and everything, how are you so sure that implementing the uniform civil code is going to apply to all of them? Because for
And
me,
also,
I'm not going
Shruti,
to be
it is successful too.
sorry.
In Goa it is implemented and it is successful too.
Because
I
no,
Goa
don't
is a very
no.
small
There is a
state.
difference in Goa. Also, there is
Yeah,
they are differentiated from Catholics and also the other minority group. It was implemented somewhere around 1800s. Even though
I
in
think
that law also there is a difference. There is a biasness of the Catholics and also other minority groups. And one more point I would like to tell you is there is also you told there's also a religion neutral law. It's already existing Special Marriage Act. It's a religious neutral law applicable to all the religions. That's already available. Special Marriages Act 1954 is already available.
I think that's UCC could reduce the tension and conflict between religious and community groups, and it can potential also the nation building. In it
no,
maximizes
I don't think it has any potential in nation building because the nation stands on the value of unity and diversity. How is UCC going to implement that and diversify it, including it? Because I'm against it because we all, as I stated earlier, that we all belong to different communities. I'm not okay with being implemented for any of the community, be it a minority, be it a majority, because we all have some religious affirmations and everything, including it. And I'm again citing the same points. We already have laws for it. Why do we need to make a same law for all the communities? And how are we so sure that all of them are going to agree with the existing law? Oh, sorry, agree with the UCC and not with the existing laws, as we already have seen that 50% of them don't follow it.
And most of
And
the
just one
times,
more thing.
most of the
Yeah,
times,
Pushpit.
let me most of the times what happens, stringent laws against any particular community, leads to uh, increase in criminal activities, if I give an example, like if uh, in personal laws, say let's say a Muslim or any Christian community is supposed to give their inheritance property, to their, they are supposed to give their inheritance property to girl child. Then female fetus, killing of female fetus will increase. So that will, lead to criminal activities. And not only that, in several cases you can see that uh, uh, in case of divorces also, wife will be killed by the husband so that he doesn't have to give divorce, or he can, directly get married to another person. Or like that, I'm just giving examples. So criminal
But
activities
all
may
these are
increase.
criminal acts, right? And they are kind of like
Yes,
punishable.
criminal acts or
Yes,
laws
I
are
understand.
of
Yes,
course
but
there,
they are
but
punishable
it
and
will
they
increase.
can
Yes,
be
but
avoided.
the activity will increase. That's what I'm telling you. Okay, but you
But there
can
will be
see,
proper
there are,
punishment for such things.
I think
UCC will
what
also
Shweta is saying is that the criminal acts will increase. We cannot put all of the population in jails, right? We cannot throw all the men inside the jail and let them have it.
yes, we
That
cannot
is
keep
what she is
everyone in
stating.
jail, but
We have criminal laws, doesn't mean that everybody is
Yes,
allowed
I
to do.
understand, but
What
I
if I
think
kill
the
somebody and
portraying of
say,
the
okay,
point
kill
is
me
different.
now? Sorry?
I think it can be like restructured in some other way, no? I don't know.
No, we cannot. Even if we have, like, we still have
Like,
so many
yes, I
laws for
understand your
girl
point.
child
I
marriage, but
understand
still
your
it is
point.
happening, right? We need to
Yes,
let the
that's the
society
thing.
decide.
At the end of the day, it comes for
but in
implementation of
UCC
law,
will
right?
fix the minimum legal age for the marriage. In
What is the
Yes, it
minimum
UCC,
is
age they agree
fixed.
to create it 17?
Okay, may I say something?
you said, Nikki.
Everybody is telling about against or for the UCC. Okay, if it is not coming or not legislated by the our parliament, if we think about if UCC is implemented or executed by the authority, what will happen in India? Anybody think about that?
We, I
Because the
think
demands
personally,
of the
we cannot
Uniform Civil
discuss
Code.
this right now. No, we are not going that. We don't know that what is in the UCC. Like we don't know anything about it. What they are going to give to the citizens and what they are going to take away.
Yeah,
I cannot
and
think
If
of
we
I
any
just
go
valid
don't
point.
know.
against the topic,
Yeah, because we
but
don't
if
know
I
what
go
they are
against
going
it,
to add in the arguments, right? We don't know what the bill is
yes,
going whether it's include the Hindu, Hindu personal laws, or whether it's going to
Yeah.
include some other community, Muslim or Hindu. We cannot argue on
yes,
that. That will
Yeah.
be
At this.
yes,
when that bill tables, right?
Yes. See, at this point, like all this Bhagwa Karan and everything, as much as I can see, the Hindu, this it is going to be Hinduized, according to me. Okay, it is going to be Hinduized code for everyone.
because
No, why you're
if
thinking
we,
like Shivam? Like it is going to be an Hindu.
Because
It should not be biased
Because
to
of the
one community, one
population.
religion.
Actually, I am not by
Because,
one by one.
because
India
Shivam,
has
It should
a
not.
identity of being a Hindu nation, and I don't think that they're
huh,
going to anywhere compromise with the values and cultural rights of the Hindu community.
but it will
Just
abolish the and it will resolve the issue of the intercaste interfaith marriages also.
what about the rest of the population? What about the rest of the communities? The tribal people.
They are also protecting the in UCC. It will protect the vulnerable section also. I mentioned that in first point only.
Where is that written?
no.
How come they protect the rights of tribal community? There are 800 tribal groups in India, which having each group having different types of custom, different types of rituals, and own of
that
their own
that's
procedures.
That's why, Vamsi, in 2018, that means 4 years after the Narendra Modi became the Prime Minister, he in India's Law Commission said a UCC is neither necessary or nor desirable
Right,
at this
yeah.
stage. That's
But
why they are
not
saying.
Supreme Court only demanded, na?
Who
That
No,
said
was
they
Supreme Court
demanded? Who
they
Supreme
said
Court
mentioned
again
demanded?
called for
particularly
UCC
Supreme
in
Court didn't demand,
2017.
they just proposed. They
Just
said
proposed,
UCC
sorry,
should be
Yes,
I'm
implemented.
getting the word wrong.
But
I told the
the
word
words
wrong.
got
They
mixed, not demand.
proposed because no, they proposed because they need that.
the
Then
Supreme
again,
Court
you're saying need.
makes
Why do you
okay,
think it need?
Shruti, okay, one
Supreme
question.
Court
Okay,
makes
fine. Let's say
statements,
Supreme Court.
and they change it time to time, like regarding this fundamental right preamble and everything. They have changed their statements time to time. Don't just rely on the Supreme Court's statement.
Supreme Court is not nation, na? Supreme Court, like, we have to listen to the nation first. Court तो कुछ भी बोलेगा.
And I agree because Supreme Court is gonna state their statements which are going to change from time to time. There are so many examples of them. We have studied in polity. I don't need to cite all of them, but yeah, we know they
कुछ
keep
भी
on
नहीं बोल
changing.
सकता सुप्रीम कोर्ट. अगर बोलता भी है तो कोई मानेगा नहीं. If it is will be implemented ना, it will impact income tax law, succession plans, basically particularly for the HUF, that is Hindu undivided families. What will happen to them?
Supreme Court is
कुछ
not
भी
going
नहीं
to
कर सकता.
implement anything. Implementation will be done
Yes.
from the legislative body.
Legislative Assembly, yeah.
कुछ भी नहीं कर सकता, ऐसा नहीं.
Vamshi, you were saying something. See, guys, 1 minute left. If the meeting ends, I need you
Yeah,
to rejoin.
Vamshi,
you
are
were
you
saying
saying something?
I think we need to rejoin again. So 1 minute left, right?
Yeah.
Yes, please relook into your points and come with whatever we haven't discussed.
No, see, those who are speaking for the motion, I would like to add some point for the motion. Like why?
Yes,
Like
please go.
when did we learn about uniform civil code or the separate laws for Hindus or Muslims? It basically started during the, during the
Yes, yes,
reforms,
British lawyers, I
reforms
understand.
of, yes,
Yes,
judicial
yes.
reforms of Warren Hastings. So
Divide and rule, right?
they framed it for divide and on the basis of divide and rule. So before that, we didn't have a problem with our laws, and there were
Yes,
not
yes,
a
true.
lot of crimes are also not much at that point that time. So they started with divide and rule. We can overcome
But
that
I think,
part of it.
like before this all divide and rule topic, there was like no communities didn't interfere in each other matters, I think.
Right, that's what
Like,
I want to say.
अपना हुआ
So
हम हुए.
british
But after this,
britishers made it
when
more prominent.
yes, I understand. And when it became prominent, no, after that, it is not negligible. It has become core part of India right now.
Right.
Like we can't
And
take
yes,
it easily.
and the
So
other
that
point I would
point,
like
yes,
to
I thought
add,
of saying it, but even that had an answer. There was an against for this topic also.
and then coming to the other point is that several reformists like Raja Rammohan Rai, Vidyasagar, they have come and they have reformed certain laws in their own communities. So people have accepted that things. They have accepted, the laws against sati. They have accepted abolition of child marriage.
Yes,
They have
yes, I
accepted
understand.
widow remarriage. Then why not UCC? People will
Yes,
accept
yes.
with time. There will be
And
certain, yes.
I think that reforms should come from within the community now, rather than implementing, like forcing them to accept few things. There should be few like internal, the knowledge should be spread inside, like inside those communities about these things.
Right. And I think to promote UCC, we have to make people understood about the uniformity and the integrity of the nation, and have to understand and make them understand about the national values rather than being, concised into own community's values. We have to
Yes,
think
yes,
broader, and we have to make people understand that.
like, yes,
So
the
that's how we
question
can.
is India ready? Like, yes, the question is
Right.
India ready
Right.
should be changed. We should make India ready, you know.
Yes, we should make.
I think people
And
will
and the
perceive it
thing
in
is,
positive way if
can I
we
speak?
portray it in positive way.
Yeah. And the thing is, UCC is not prohibiting the freedom of religion. It's just some activities that are the religious activities that are not that much good and well for women, like women inequality, right to equal property. Like after marriage, we must get 50% of property right. So it is for the well-being of the women, and it's for the well-being only. Like in
Yeah,
the history, we had some religious practices like sati prata, that we have it was religious practice, but we abolished it because it was not good. So it is like that, and UCC is not for anyone's bad. It's for well-being, I think so.
let's see, because whatever Priya told, I haven't read this anywhere in any article which government has proposed.
Government,
No,
but there are, I heard that some states are having UCC. Am I correct? Like UP, Himachal Pradesh. Is it like what I heard is correct? Himachal Pradesh, UP is already implementing the UCC. Is this correct?
Yeah. Correct, correct. There are, I think,
And
8.
also, which state? Uttarakhand.
1 minute.
Guys, can I add my
One more
personal
point I
view on this
want.
topic?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, like before we are like if somebody is searching like until that, can I add one point? I think the
Yes,
main
please.
topic, like the main core, yes, the main core on like the like why people are against this is because of there is not a proper person, like not a proper body which is implemented, like introducing UCC. You know, if like if BJP is a core Hinduist party, and like I think these reforms are against the like the why BJP is putting forward this reform. Like why BJP is putting forward UCC. The half of the problem comes because of this thing, I think.
People have
it
that
has always
stereotypes.
been the
Yeah, that's
propaganda of
completely a political issue.
Yes. Like
Yes.
And
the
you remember in
I understand.
2004 also, Atal Bihari Vajpayee.
Like see, before 50 years, the state Congress and BJP were opposite. Congress was for like for USCC implementation and BJP was against, and now it's different. You Congress is against implementation of UCC and BJP is for implementation of UCC. I
We
think the
all
core
can agree
thinking
that
is also
it is
changed with time.
always going to be a political tool. Like
Yeah, politics.
whichever party is going to become on the like
And
platform over there,
I
they're
think
going to
this
say
is the
it's
only
good.
core thing that is
Everyone is
going
going
to
to oppose.
yes.
No, you
There
can
is
give
Yes.
one of
And
everything
I
a
think for
political
people,
face, okay? You can give everything a political face.
and we can't avoid it, you
Yeah,
know.
true.
Like politics is like essence of Indian democracy. We can't avoid that thing.
It has been
Everything is
tested.
Yeah,
going to
it's
be
always
politicized.
there are fewer topics we have in there. Like they're always going to be the vote bank of people.
Uh,
Few of the
Yes.
See,
topics like
Vamsi, your point, Chief Minister
And
of
vote
Uttarakhand
banks.
has said that he is going to implement,
Yeah.
but it has not been implemented
Mhm.
yet. Other than Goa, there is no other UT or state which has implemented UCC.
These states wants to
Okay.
implement, not implemented.
UP and Himachal Pradesh.
No.
See,
There are need. Madhya
still it is a
Pradesh,
debate,
Assam.
right?
these states, particularly Himachal
Smriti,
Pradesh, Gujarat, and Uttarakhand. Like in these states,
okay,
it's
but
going to be
does
pushing
the does the states have
BJP is
power to
pushing
make
to implement.
does the states have power to make legislatures on this? Because I guess it should be under the center list.
Article 45.
Like presently, it is under the
Actually,
concurrent list. I guess many aspects of it
yeah,
are under the concurrent list, but as it's going to make impact as a whole on a nation, it should be in the center list. So particular state
Since
should
Goa
not
has already implemented it, I think state can also
after the
Like
independence.
some of the subjects are in the concurrent list and the others are in the central
State has the
list.
right to implement the
Okay,
UGC.
Goa has implemented it after the constitution or before we had our constitution.
Goa is implemented in 1867, right? Not
Yeah, that's what.
post
Implemented by
independence.
Portuguese only, no?
Yeah, right,
So
right,
it's back in 1867. So
right. 1867.
again, that's a
Mm-hmm. Correct.
thing that
Yeah, it
it
was one of the
And one more
conditions
thing,
that the
this UCC,
Portuguese
the subject.
had. Sorry. No, I was just going to say that as you all are stating the example for Goa, it was actually implemented like as we suggested in 1867, but it was because the Portuguese had it as a condition that when we are going to leave, it is going to be same as we are leaving the state as it is. If you want Goa to be, part of India, so it was their condition. That's why the UGC is still there because the people are habitual
So
of the
only
fact.
Goa can go state, na? It only benefited the state.
Yeah, that is what I'm saying. Like, no, not
No,
more
you
about the
correct me,
benefit. It was because the people were like, I can give a very like simple example
no?
that
In Goa
we
only,
guys
na,
had
that time people are
experience
very
in
less
the.
amount. If I'm not
Sorry.
wrong, I mean, I'm saying that in Goa, which time the UCC implemented, Hindus only have little, I think 33%. But that time also
No,
it
it was
benefited.
not about the population. No, it was not actually because of the population. It was because the people were already, aware of
I
UCC.
think it
Like they
was
knew how it
Portuguese
worked.
laws. So Portuguese laws were already in existence. I think due to
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
I
Even
think
before Portuguese came, it
it
was
implemented.
like the state was at as it is today. So like we guys were very habitual with parliamentary democracy. So that's why I adopted it. So that's why like in Goa the UCC was more comprehensible, right? That's why it's still there. Like for the Goa example, we cannot say that because these guys already knew how it was going to work and they were from, many decades of generations had this idea that this is going to happen and all. So that's why it's easier in Goa. And as we can see the size and the population over there, we can also like the population keeps on increasing, but the population already had it in the back of their mind. So that's why they passed on idea from generation to generation. Just for Goa, the people of all over India, other than Goa, are not like very familiar with the concept of UCC. Even if they are like the backward communities and the lower caste or other minorities, they don't know what is it all about. We all can argue because we are already aware of the fact that what it means, what is going to change. But for other communities, it is a very different and alien, you know, concept for them.
Okay. So now we should have the points which haven't been discussed yet. If anyone has any.
Yeah, can we all like move on to the next topic now?
The solution for according to me, what can be the solution is like we need to rectify the problems or reveal the problem which we have in the personal laws. There are many personal laws of each religion. The problem in the personal law should be removed. That can be one solution instead of bringing a complete blanket on UCC. This is the one step the government can do. Second step is like as someone have mentioned, I think I don't know, I don't recollect the name. Like people we need to get aware of the UCC. We need to make people understand. Push without all that point, I guess. We need to people understand about the UCC and its benefits. And also we need to there should be an optional UCC. Like whoever wants to sign for a UCC, they can opt for it. Like just like our digital health, like whoever wants to avail that, they can avail that like that. So these 3 points can be a solution apart from my side.
Buddy, what was the first
One
point?
more thing.
First
First point, I told that there are personal laws. In the personal laws, if you rectify the problems in the personal laws, because in a personal law we know that succession, like women can't get the property succession, inheritance, that can be repealed. Like if we remove all the problems, issues in the personal law, discriminations and biases in the personal laws, then there is a no need of bringing the UCC, right? This is
Yeah,
my
just
first
like
point.
triple talaq. No.
Right, exactly, just like triple talaq.
I think education play a role in this regard.
Right,
Through
awareness,
education,
people should get
yes,
aware of it.
we can make people aware and make people understand about the significance of UCC. So
And
Correct,
one more
correct.
thing, like implementation of laws should be strictly followed from now on, because many of the laws, like yes, they are introduced, but they are not implemented properly.
Like
Implementation of laws should
Yeah,
be
that's
strictly followed.
exactly. Laws are good, but the
Yes,
implementation, the
there
ground
is
level
all,
should be very
yes, yes, yes. There are laws like marriage for 18 years, any girl below 18 years,
right.
it's
Even though today in
uh,
Rajasthan
but
there
in
will be
Rajasthan they are
happening,
not
there will be
following
child
that.
marriages every day.
yes.
Yes,
So
bro.
child
Again,
Rajasthan.
in the
marriage is
wake of COVID, child marriages have been increased, like by a very far
yes, they have been
percentage. It
increased.
has increased. Okay. So the time for result of the debate, I guess. We are going on the conclusion side. So before that, we have. Are you guys manipulated for the implementation of UCC throughout the India? All those who were against the motion. Are you guys like agreeing to some point that we should have UCC?
We should have UCC for one point because it makes the judiciary simple. Instead of all the 1,000 laws for each community, there will be uniform law for everything, like single law. So it makes the work of judiciary simple, and it brings out the equality, like some Rajalakshmi has told. So these 2 points can, we can bring UCC, and
And
Okay.
again
it will enable
because
discrimination of women also.
right,
UCC.
Smriti,
Yeah.
no,
ag-
like all those who were against the motion, Vamsi is agreeing that we should have UCC with these
Okay,
recommendations.
okay, okay. I got it, I got it.
right.
Okay, for me, like as I said, UCC can be implemented only that there should be a proper, you know, what I was saying. Yeah, a proper committee should be formed regarding, and the diversity should be followed, right? Or each and every, if not all, but most of the tribal community should be kept under. There should be a person representing them, and if like when UCC should be tested, it should be the bill before tabling into the. I guess there should be a referendum for the same, if possible, right? But not for all communities, but still, then I would agree that UCC can be implemented, but only with the fewer recommendations of the committee and different religious and cultural diversity being represented equally. And also keeping in mind that we are also moving forward to a modernization process, not keeping all the backlogs and the back thinking over there, keeping in head that the girls' age and everything. It should be implemented for me.
Okay. Pushpita.
I think I've already mentioned my points earlier. So one thing was that we should recover from the divide and rule plotted by Britishers, and we should focus on the reformists like Raja Raman Rao or Vidyasagar and their work, and we should work on that also. And the other point is that uniformity always helps in promoting national values. So yes, these three are the points.
Okay, so you agree with the UCC being implemented?
Uh, on a part of debate, I would not agree with you, UCC. I would like to go against, but like I have just given some points for the motion.
No, that's not a point. Are you agreeing that you like the for the those who have spoken for the this motion, were they able to manipulate your views for implementation of UCC?
No, 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 not at all.
Okay, so even I'm not agreeing for implementation of UCC at this point of time. So, anyways, the for the motion people have this debate. They have won it because they have manipulated two of our participants with certain recommendations. If anyone has to say anything,
I'm
it's
sorry,
open.
can you repeat what you said?
I just told that Bamsi and Pribal has agreed for implementation of UCC with certain recommendations. So the people who were speaking for the motion, that is implementation of UCC, have won this debate.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
Anyone wants to say anything? Or this will just end this.
Yes, like before my views were like implementation of UCC would be good, but after hearing like the against points, my knowledge has broadened right now. Yes, I agree that implementation of UCC should be done with few recommendations.
Are you defecting from your panel? I guess Raj Lakshmi
Yes,
Acha,
you
has.
are right,
like
Shivam. Yes, yeah.
I
What you
would like
told
to
is
tell
correct.
one
Like,
thing to everyone. Like, don't everybody should prepare both for and against the motion, because we are UPSC aspirants and we are not supposed to be, biased for any point. We have to be ready for, both for and against all the time. So that,
I'll be planning like that only.
Yes, that's true.
so
I know
Everyone
you
has
will tell
planned.
this point, Pushpita.
Everyone has planned like this only, but we have our personal views and we are also part of the nation. So somewhere we
Yes,
but we are not discussing our personal
we,
things, we
like
are,
we were, I
yeah,
mean, yes, we were prepared for and against, but we had to
yeah.
speak for So that's what I was trying to say.
I guess. Okay, just. Should we end this?
Okay, then call it a day. Yes, yes. Chalo.
Should we end this now?
Yes, yes.
Okay, guys. Thank you for joining the debate. It was very nice.
Thank you, everyone,
Thank
for
you.
listening.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks.